guys later then.
See you later.
See you
Bye
later.
bye.
Okay.
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 Oh.
Need Joe Welsh to sing this bit now after such a
What?
good
I can't even
performance.
hear it.
Do you not?
No, I can't.
I can.
Right now.
Oh, now I can. That was fucking weird.
Oh, my Roll20 crashed. That's why.
Yeah.
Mine's out of time with all of yours.
So I'm just shouting D&Tea.
That's the best part.
Okay.
Mine's still going. Wait a sec.
You've got to sing it so we know where you are.
Oh. Nailed it.
Yeah, mine's only just started. So I had to reload.
Gotta sing it.
It's just going on now. I don't really know the lyrics. Oh, it's D&D.
You're the bard. You should know the lyrics to every song.
Mine's only just started.
Oh,
There we go. Oh, for fuck's sake, Tom.
Maybe we need to. Why does it do that? It's because everyone's joining at different times. Or...
Yeah.
We just start it again.
No, because it still might be intermittent.
oh.
Oh, tease it.
I was actually looking forward to hearing it in real time then.
Right.
We're experiencing it all together.
Is everyone on the same page now?
Yes.
If that page is the Guardian about Russian polar bears,
What?
then yes.
Right, ignoring Tom completely. Last we left off, you had returned to the boat to find the stripped and skeletal remains of your captain George.
Oh, poor
Who's
George.
stripped? Bloody hell.
Searching in the boat, you found a bag of gold and an address that you've marked on your map, which is in... Oh yeah, there it is. It's in Port Flores.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Have you added icons to the names? Is that new?
Hmm?
Have you added little icons to the town like points of interest?
Oh yeah, that's new.
That's good.
They're from The Witcher.
I like that.
Very good.
Very good.
Worrying about trying to escape from the reef through the tide on your own without George's help, you set off nonetheless, and through some expert sailing by Kurak, I
I
believe,
nailed it, basically.
you managed to make your way through the reef. Although you did, Tavron did notice that the currents seemed to shift strangely, guiding you away from the rocks as your boat carrying yourselves and Eva, Anna and Liz, the girls you had met on Eel Island, drifted away from the island and towards the city of Azeron. You returned to Azeron to find some exciting news that Wade would be knighted on the 8th of Midsummer.
Oh my god.
Great.
So you returned on the 6th. You also found some important information, namely that the man that you had arrested, Diego Espinar, had been murdered in his cell. Sir Brian also gave you a list of errands to run that you can now see in your journal.
Quests.
Yeah, that'll be that.
Oh, look at this. We've got a lot to do, really.
You slept at the barracks and woke on the 7th and set about your business. During the night, some sort of curse befell one of you. Wade woke up feeling rather sickly and had horrible nightmarish visions through the night, and had lost some hit points from his maximum total.
Oh yeah.
Upon finding a priest, you determined that the best way to deal with these nightmares would be to cast a protection from evil spell.
If I can afford the components.
Ever.
So you have split up with a number of tasks to accomplish. Not that one. So, Morglath, having received a message from one of his underlings, has returned to his warehouse. Taveron and Creamy are on their way to Balthazar's Bazaar to try and rob it, I believe.
No, come on.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, bullshit, lies.
And Wade and Kurak are taking the girls to Creamy's safe house. Not Creamy. To
Bubbles.
Bubbles' safe house.
See, it is confusing.
It is!
It's not.
Bubbles! Okay. I always think it's Creamy because I always remember her going, Creamy! So, I think we will start off with Morglath approaching the warehouse.
Alright.
So, yeah, you arrive at your warehouse and knock on the door with the familiar code, so that the door is prized open in front of you, and your half-ogre guardian, Boric, is standing over the door.
Thank you, Boric. Yeah, what the hell's my voice again? Yeah, alright, Boric.
Did you say that out loud?
I heard there was a message for
Give
me.
a hand.
Yeah, boss, there's a raven up in your office.
Boric, I'm a bit tired. Would you mind reading the entire note out for me?
Boss, I can't fit in your office.
No worries, Boric. Only joking. Right,
So, as you enter the warehouse, where is your warehouse? Gilberto and Rubens, your thieves, come over to you, and Gilberto says, "All right, boss. We've got this month's the last few days' takings while you were away.
excellent,
after,
Gilberto.
After the pay's been distributed, of course. Here's your cut, sir." And he hands you a purse of coins containing 40 gold pieces.
Excellent, thank you, Gilberto. And that other guy's name's Ruben. Why am I? The other guy's name's Rubens, right?
Yeah.
Rubens. Okay. Thank you very much. I heard there was a message for me. You told me this but 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, boss, there's a raven up in your office. It's from your boss, I believe.
Oh. Alright.
Just as you're going up the stairs to your office, Narciso comes out of the side door to his potions warehouse. Sir, I need a bit more resources. 100 gold should do it, and we can get the potions brewing again and make some proper money.
Ooh, what kind of returns are we looking at, Narcisco?
I should think we'll be able to triple it, no problem.
Well, well, here's the thing. I only actually have 70. Oh wait, I got 40, didn't I? Yes, 100 gold. No problem at all.
I'll get right on it, boss.
All right. When would I expect to see my money back?
He looks at the calendar. His calendar. Come and see me on the 10th.
And what day is it today?
The 7th.
Okay. See you in 3 days. Okay.
Yep.
I must proceed on to read my raven.
Okay. Hold on, I'm just making a note of that. So there is a raven waiting for you. Scruffy, small black thing. Upon seeing you, sort of caws and lifts up its leg. It's clutching a small rolled up scroll with a wax seal on it that you recognise as the sigil of the knight's gift.
Okay. I'll open it up.
So it says,
Ooh.
Gigantor, I've not heard from you in some time. Please send a full report detailing your progress, locating the whereabouts of Inez Peaches Navarra and that 1,000 gold pieces she owes us. I don't need to remind you that if this gold is not reclaimed, you shall pay the price. Regards, Grey Rook.
Oh, fuck. Okay. I will put that note in my pocket
Okay.
and wipe the beads of sweat from my brow.
So the raven's talons are still open, as if it's expecting a reply.
Okay, I'll write something back. I'll write, no problem, boss. I'm on the case.
Are you not gonna? He did specify a full report.
Oh, what of this Peach's whereabouts?
Mm.
Oh God. Fine. She's dead. The money is nowhere to be seen. But I will get his money from somewhere. That's it.
Okay. You give the note to the raven. It coughs at you and flutters out the window, message in tow. So what are you doing now?
I'll go back to Narcisco in his little potion office.
Yes, boss.
Yeah, it's not great news. Look, that 300. Can we turn that into 1,000?
That's a big ask, boss.
I wouldn't ask if there wasn't extreme circumstances, Narcisco.
We could expand our reach, so to speak.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. Do you need anything from me in order for that to happen?
How would you like to get into the gambling business, boss?
Ooh, yeah.
Seems keen.
There's a bookmakers quite well established, operating near the Plaza de Bestia, taking gamblings on all of the tournament fights, the monster fights. Now, I could secure some property close by, and if those bookmakers were to go out of business, I'm sure we could turn a tidy profit.
Ooh, I like your thinking, Narcisco.
There's just one problem.
What's that then?
The plaza's currently not operating, apparently. Some problem with things getting loose. Monsters coming out of their cages.
What do you propose we do about that?
Well, I'm sure the local law enforcement will sort that problem out nonetheless. All we need to do is be sure that when they do reopen, our rivals are out of the picture.
Yes, I catch your drift. Okay.
If you sort that out, boss, I will be sure to secure us some new real estate that way.
And just remind me again who our rivals are.
Get out my Spanish name generator.
And by this, does he mean not necessarily narcotics rivals? Is it more gambling side?
Yeah. There's a the bloke in charge is the guy called Lono Quinsado.
What?
What a name! How could I possibly forgotten that?
This Lono fellow is operating a small bookmakers in Zabira, just by the Plaza de Bestia, where he will spend most of his time. I believe he lives just above the establishment. He has a staff of maybe 3 or 4 people and some heavies to guard the profits. But if they were to suffer an unfortunate circumstance, we'd be free to move in on their turf.
Excellent, great plan. I know a couple of ne'er-do-wells that might be up for such a challenge.
Good stuff, boss. And if you need any of our help, we're always here.
Of course, thank you, Narcisco. Do you know if it's worth speaking to Gilberto or the other one? See if they've got any ideas for making some extra money quickly.
We could send Narciso out. We could send Gilberto out. I'm Narciso. We could send Gilberto out on the rob.
I think that would be wise.
I mean, we've just been sending them round Port Marin. There's lots of tourists here, easy pickings. But we could go to send him into the centre. There's deeper pockets there, but it's riskier. It's more guards.
I'll have a very quick word with him now.
Right, you are, boss.
Right, I'll plod along to Gilberto.
Hello, boss.
Gilberto, we need to up the amount of takings you're bringing in each week. We're in a slight bit of bother.
Okay, what can I do?
Well, Narcisco said it would probably be a good idea to start targeting people that are in the centre of the city. Get bigger takings from them. But of course, it is riskier, and I don't want you to get caught.
I'm sure I can manage, sir.
Great, take Reuben's with you as well.
Will do.
Excellent.
Rubens, come on. We're on the rob.
Report back to me every other day, please. Thank you.
Right, you are. And they head out. Between Boric moves out the way.
Right, yeah, that's it. I think I'm done. I don't think there's anyone else in my warehouse, is there?
No. You do have another employee, but he's not there at the moment. It's a Ogadai, the goblin thug. He seems to be out.
Oh, interesting. Isn't it Ogadai?
Did I get that right?
Goblin.
It's on your Port Marin stuff.
Is Kurak a goblin?
Kurak is a hobgoblin.
Oh,
Goblins
hobgoblin.
are much shorter.
Okay. Cool. Alright, I think I'm done.
Okay, so where you go off to now? Yeah, okay.
Where did everyone else go?
I think you had plans to meet back at the breakfast club.
Okay, yeah. We'll go there. That's fine.
Okay. Right, so meanwhile, who was it? Taveron and Creamy on their way to Balthazar's Bazaar in Zaragoza.
Yes.
So you approach this, it's going down these narrow cobbled streets with lots of like interesting shop fronts, wizards, clerics, and sort of knowledgeable people browsing, and there's a general hustle and bustle about the place. And you eventually reach this peculiar-looking shop which seems to have too many cabinets and counters crammed into it. There's not many people inside the shop. It's pretty much deserted. As you open the door, a little bell rings, and there's nobody about apart from a white, fluffy cat on the counter that pricks its ears up at you and just goes, "Wow."
Wow. Wow.
Creamy, remind me why we're here.
I'm sure I'm following you. I'm sure you're the one who wanted to come. And you just wanted my skillful charisma. My way with words.
Were you trying to get powdered silver for the protection from evil?
We don't need that. Wade will
We wanted to
just grind
sell
it
some
down.
gear,
Oh, yeah.
moonstones and a few other bits, and we
Sell those magical items for loads of money.
to cast something.
You were going to sell your dagger and get it back.
Oh yeah, that was a genius idea.
Do it.
But what were the 2 scrolls that we were trying to buy? One was for Wade.
Greater restoration
Oh yeah, we need that.
and protection from evil.
Well, I've got protection from evil as a thing.
And then the other one was for my dagger.
I need some components for it.
Remove curse.
Was it remove curse, Joe?
Remove curse for your dagger, yeah, to stop it. So you've learnt that it returns to you, and it does scream at a random interval.
Now, was remove curse to stop the screaming or to stop it from coming back to me?
To stop it from coming back to you, you can get
Brilliant.
rid of it.
Yeah, powdered silver and iron. Or holy water, whatever's cheaper.
Oh, so Tom, just so you know, I've changed the rules because the rules are stupid for holy water. So you can create holy water from powdered silver. It costs you 25. So the rules are that it costs you 25 gold pieces worth of silver to create 1 flask of holy water, and a flask of holy water costs you 25 gold pieces, so it's no cheaper. So I've invoked a house rule so that it's a bit better, so that you can create holy water from this is from the rule book as a paladin if you expend a first level spell slot and you cast it as a ritual, so during a short rest. Or I think it takes 20 minutes or something.
Yeah, that's what I did the other day.
Yeah.
I thought it took a lot. It took an hour or something.
Okay.
Or
So
4 hours for some reason.
uh,
Wasn't it
That's when you're
250?
That was when you're shaving silver.
yeah, that was when you're shaving silver.
I thought it was like 250 silver pieces.
Yeah, it was
was.
250 silver pieces, 25 gold pieces worth. Of
Oh, right.
silver.
That makes sense.
So I've changed the rules so it makes 3 flasks of holy water. So if you want to add 2 flasks of holy water to your inventory,
Oh, okay.
and they're £1 each.
Bargain.
In weight.
Don't need holy water now.
Yeah, so that's a slight retcon, but okay. So back to Balthazar's Bazaar.
Hello, cat.
The cat slowly opens its very bright green eyes and just sort of watches you for a moment. But still nobody emerges.
Is your owner about?
Meow.
Creamy, are you any good at talking to animals?
Nope.
Oh.
After about 2 or 3 minutes, there's you hear clunking, someone loudly coming down the stairs, and appearing from out back, dressed in flamboyant greens and reds, shiny material for robes, emerges this fairly slim chap with a thin, well-kept black beard and bushy eyebrows that come to a point. Yes, what can I do for you?
We're looking for a few scrolls. One Greater Restoration, one Remove Curse scroll.
Scrolls not really my area. I have a few. What did you want? Greater restoration.
Please.
He goes out back and starts loudly rummaging through papers, and you hear some clangs and crashes and smashes as glass objects go, presumably are falling off shelves while he's rummaging around. The shop's not particularly well kept. Okay, he comes back a moment later. I'm afraid I don't have the Greater Restoration spell. You might want to try the bookshop. Tall Tales down the road.
Thank you.
I do have the other one you wanted.
The remove curse scroll?
Yes.
Ah, wonderful. How much will that set me back? Sorry, I didn't quite get your name.
I am Balthazar the Great.
Oh,
Very great indeed. So how much will this remove curse scroll set me back, Balthazar the Great?
That, what level is it?
Dunno.
Tom?
What?
What level is remove curse?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to Google it.
Why would I know that?
Because you're the cleric.
3rd level.
Right.
Why am I
Third
humble paladin? I don't think I can cast remove curse. That's probably a bit advanced for paladins.
Yeah. Paladins can cast it, apparently.
Oh. Only skilled paladins.
Range. Touch.
I could do you that for 200 gold pieces.
Oh, I'm afraid that's probably a little bit out of our price range. What else do you do here? Do you accept fine treasures from long, far-away lands?
I specialize in spell components and items for casting mystical and magical effects. I will browse your items for selling, but there may be better places than I for these items.
I have probably my favourite item is a pommel stone for a sword. One of my friends wanted it, but I just kept it in my bag ready to sell. So it does +1 damage, don't you know?
What?
No, but I actually have some moonstones. Would they be of interest?
Moonstones, yes. I could take them off your hands, I think. I will give you 10 gold pieces each. Does that sound fair?
I don't think it does, actually, no. We may just take our business elsewhere. Balthazar the Great.
If you, he stops a moment and sort of strokes his beard. Your best bet for gems trinkets, jewels, would be the Jeweller's Street in Old Town. There are many shops there, each trying to undercut the rest. Like I said, it's not really my speciality.
Ah, very helpful of you. I do have one other item that may be of interest, though. A very special dagger. It's got one very nice touch, which is advantage of stealth checks.
He holds it a second. Do you mind if I cast an identify spell on this dagger?
Well, I'd rather you didn't. No, go for it, absolutely.
He holds it in his hand and mutters a few words. His hands begin to glow with a faint light. And after a moment, there's a slight hum in the air. And after a moment, that light and that hum subside, and his eyes open. You speak true. This dagger has great power. I would part with it. I would pay for it. Reasonable fee. I will give you... what would he give you for it?
While you're doing your sums, Balthazar, I remember you saying it holds great power, so please consider that when you make your offer.
I need to find a weapon that's got advantage on it. Weapon, advantage, stealth. Yeah, bollocks, I just have to make it up.
What about
I will give
swapping
you...
a dagger for the remove curse charm spell?
I will give you
scroll?
400 gold pieces for it.
Oh, that sounds even better.
Now, come on now. You're a very rich man. I can tell from the lovely wares in your shop. You're a very rich and wealthy man, and a very good-looking man. I'm sure you could do a better price.
Oh.
Well,
Believe me,
You
this
can't.
price is more than enough for this item. Very reasonable offer.
Now, Balthazar, you are a very, very great man. A very great man indeed. But come on, you know it's worth more than that. It holds great power, remember.
oh no.
400 is my final offer.
Accepted.
He holds out his hand. A pleasure doing business with you. This will fetch a pretty penny.
Do you mean it will fetch more than 400 gold?
I'm a shopkeeper. I buy things to make a profit. There'd be no point of me buying it for the price that I could sell it at.
Okay,
Hello,
well,
Balthazar. I'm very interested in buying a dagger. One of great power. I'll give you 300 gold.
I have a new item in, but I'm afraid I will not part with it for less than 1,000 gold pieces.
Well, now I know its wealth, at least.
A pleasure doing business with you, gentlemen
Thank you.
and lady.
And where
Where's
did
the
you
other
suggest we go to the Moonstone shop?
Sorry?
Was it the Moonstone shop that you suggested we go to?
The Jeweller's Street.
Ah, yes.
Old
Thank you
Town.
very much.
Okay. So you walk about 150 paces down the street after leaving the shop, and suddenly there's an ear-splitting. What do you do?
Creamy, here. Here, take this dagger. And walk away with it, please.
Oh no, sorry. It's the same scream that you heard the other day. It's not Balthazar screaming.
I open my pack.
There's no dagger in there.
Oh shit. Where is it then?
The scream is coming from Balthazar's bazaar.
Oh god. I run. I run towards the jeweler's street.
Okay. Make. Are you just running as fast as you can?
Yes.
Okay. Make a straight. Both of you make a straight athletics check.
Oh bloody hell, that was good.
Oh no.
Oh.
I've got -1 athletic.
Yeah, you rolled a natural 20. On that account, I think on average. So you see that Creamy is dragging behind a bit, caught off guard by you sprinting off, and you just hang back a second, grab her, and thrust her forward, and nip out of sight just before Balthazar comes storming out of his shop. Okay, so you're on your way to the Jeweler's Street.
Yeah, now my only worry here is that Balthazar knows where we're going.
So are you going straight to the Jeweler's Street?
To be honest, don't even need to now. Just got 400 gold. Should we hang on to the rest of our swag for later requirements?
I seem to remember, was the Greater Restoration 600 gold? Pieces.
What level spell is it? Greater.
Sell everything.
Greater Restoration is a 5th level spell. And 5th level spells, you did find out, go for 640 gold.
Ugh. Sell everything.
Okay.
Sell everything. It's up to you. Obviously, you could still sell things, but you just don't have to go there immediately if you're worried about.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about Balthazar. I don't know why, because we would just kill him.
So as you're running towards the Jeweler's Street, you run past a friendly-looking inn with a. So you're running basically west. So you go past here. So it's 2 stories, timber-framed building with a sign out the front in the shape of a keg, frothing over with liquid, and the sign in gold letters says "The Alchemist."
Ah, this looks like a good pub. Shall we stop in here for a drink and celebrate our winnings?
Lovely idea.
My treat.
Okay. We'll pick up with you guys in a second. So, meanwhile, heading towards the north of Port Marin and Bubbles' safe house, it is Wade and Kurak leading 3 girls. So, following the directions on your map given by Brian or I am, you round the corner and see an inconspicuous-looking building in a street of similar-looking houses and larger warehouse-type buildings. There's a wooden door with it looks a bit run down. This is towards the edge of town, and the river smell is particularly strong here. But yeah, that you're pretty sure this is the right place.
Okay. We head on in.
It's locked, the door.
Oh.
I do a secret knock.
Who is it? Who is it?
Bubbles, open up. It's Wade and Kurak, your friends.
Are we?
The door creaks open and you see a little blue eye through the slit before the door opens. Oh, hey, come in!
Oh God.
I haven't had any visitors in days.
Ugh.
I do a flurry of blows.
Bubbles, we've got some additional young women to be kept safe here.
Anna and Eva and Liz wave nervously.
Do not turn them into prostitutes, or you'll have me to ask them for.
Oh, aren't they pretty little things?
Did
Come
you hear
in,
me,
girls.
Bubbles?
I've got some hot tea. I've got some meat.
Oh.
You make yourselves at home.
Well,
And you fine gentlemen, it's 10 gold pieces for the night, and you can both take me.
You disgust me. You vile wench.
I'm only pulling your leg. Come in. It's great to see you. And she like squeezes you in a tight hug.
Ugh.
okay.
What an opportunity missed.
Where's Creamy?
Oh, Robin somewhere.
She's selling her wares.
Not like
We
you.
could never get her to do that at the old Drizzler.
Not in that sense.
Actual word.
Actually,
And a screaming dagger.
So she leads you into a small kitchen where the 3 girls sort of hungrily stuff in their faces. There's like a small roast chicken on the table, some bread and some onions and things. Creamy's obviously been looked after by the Port Marin barracks. But the place is a bit of a mess. There's dust everywhere. You notice a dead rat in one corner.
Oh, better take that for Tavron, actually. I put the dead rat in my bag.
I've got some good news, Bubbles.
What's the news?
Diego Espinar has been murdered. So,
That's awful. I mean, he was a bad man, but I don't want anyone to get hurt.
Yes. I'm not sure if this makes you more or less safe. Probably less. So it's probably best to stay here for a while longer. But you
Wade,
haven't.
I don't think you're really doing much help here.
But luckily you have company now.
Who are these girls? Where did they come from?
They came from Eel Island. They are orphans who were
Looked
looked after
after
by a
Evil
witch.
And what has all this got to do with Peaches?
But we think that the evil witch is one of the ones that murdered her.
Murdered by a witch?
Yes.
Never heard of such a horrible thing. And these girls, are they witches as well?
No,
Probably. Oh.
no. One of them's a bit off, but the other ones. There's nothing untoward about them, other than a slight ominous back of your neck worrying.
Well,
Terrifying.
Will you
Evil
stay
presence.
and have some chicken?
No, I think we've got to be off to the Breakfast Club.
Yes, yes. And I probably need some spell components.
And I've got tons of rations and a dead rat.
Can you get my candle out, please, and you can close?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll be sad to see you go. Come by anytime. It's awfully lonely here, but I guess I got these girls as company now. And they're right girls. And they sort of nod, a bit confused. It was lovely seeing you.
Yes. It was lovely seeing you too.
So rapey.
Come back anytime if you want to have some fun time. You leave Creamy and the girls in the safe Bubble, sorry, and the girls in the safe house, and so you head into the Breakfast Club now.
Yeah, I think that's where we're going.
Okie dokie. So we'll pick up again with the chaps in the Alchemist. Well, chaps and chapess. So as you enter the Alchemist, it's actually a really busy pub. There's lots of sort of scholarly-looking fellows, as well as a few traders and travellers. It's hard to even to get a seat in this place. It's so rammed, and there's a load of people stood at the bar. And behind the bar there is a rather sweaty and tired-looking gnome serving drinks rapidly. I need to play my bar music, don't I?
Yeah,
What do
there
you
go.
do?
Who's in this bar?
It is Creamy and Tavron.
Cool. Well,
Hello.
they're not doing much.
Wait, what?
Sorry, yeah.
You're in the bar.
Oh,
It's back
It's
to
very-
us in the bar.
Yeah, it's very
Okay.
busy. And there is a so there's loads of people. It's difficult to get a seat. There's loads of people at the bar, and there's a sort of tired, sweaty-looking gnome rapidly serving drinks behind the bar.
Hello, little one.
That's very patronising.
We have a few drinks with no spit, please.
What drinks would you like? We've got wine, to blood currant, Del Rey. We've got some imports from Suda. We've got beers.
Not Americans in the city.
I'll go for... In fact, do you have anything from Cassia?
He sort of does a double take at you.
You heard.
Pull your hood down.
Okay.
There's sort of a few heads turning, and the music cuts out appropriately just for a few seconds. There's a mandolin band in the back, squeezed up against one corner, that just play a few duff notes as you take down your hood, and then quickly recover themselves. Cassian in Azeroth. Now I've seen everything.
Seen it all now, haven't you?
We have some elven wine.
That would be great. And one to blood currant for my lovely lady friend here.
Glasses.
Just the bottles, please.
Where's my prices? Oh, here we go. This is useless. I found a bottle of wine on here before. Here we go. Oh no. Sorry, chaps. Well, I use a 3.5 edition. 10 gold pieces for a fine bottle of the blood currant wine. 15 for the elven wine. It's an import.
Okay, maybe we will just go for the glasses.
A glass of the blood currant will set you back 3 gold pieces, and the 5 for the elven wine.
Lovely. I hand over 8 gold pieces.
Thank you, my kind Cassian friend.
So what's going on here? It's pretty busy today.
It's always busy, and I've not no sleep.
Well,
Not
that
the
doesn't
last
sound
few
too good.
nights.
Why haven't you got much sleep?
There's I put in report after report. No one comes by. These officers at the Pubmarin barracks, they're just awful. We've been haunted.
Haunted, you say?
Every night, a wailing spirit keeps me awake. Chilling, horrible noise it is. I daren't come down the stairs.
I've had many wailing spirits in my bed at night.
I'm sure you have, lovely. How about a little one later?
Is
You
your
mean-
name Kazmin, by any chance?
That's the name.
Ah, I've heard about you. We have our own friend in the barracks, and he's just as useless as you describe.
Yeah, damn right.
So, what do you know about this supposed spirit? Or literally nothing, because you don't want to go down the stairs.
I saw it once. Horrible thing it was. Pale blue, translucent. A woman. Bound. Eyes sewn shut. It doesn't scream. It's not a natural sound. It's as if, like, it's a gargling kind of, as if your mouth is full of blood.
That doesn't sound too good. Why do you think this place could be haunted?
Got no idea. I've had this place for years. 6 years. No ghosts. And then just a few days ago, first day of Midsummer, it all started.
Creamy. Do you think it could be Peaches?
Peaches was known to wail in her time. I shouldn't speak ill of the dead.
Did you see any other characteristics of this ghost?
I daren't look at it. I ran straight upstairs and hid under the bed, I'm not ashamed to say.
What clothing was she wearing?
She was wearing some kind of robe, like a plain robe, but I mean, she's all sort of blue, translucent color. Difficult to get any details, and like I said, I only saw her.
D-Dale.
Details. I don't know why I have an American accent. I was originally going to have an Irish accent, but suddenly it went into American.
Is there anything we can do to help you in the absence of the police force?
Get rid of this ghost. I'll pay handsomely, and you'll get a discount forevermore at the Alchemist. I need to sleep. At this point, a sort of unruly, bloated hobgoblin fellow slams his fist on the bar. Beer! Come up! Sorry, fellas. I've got
Kazmin, lovely to meet you. We will have a discussion about this ghost and get back to you.
Well, I hope to see you again.
You too, little one.
That's discriminatory, you know.
I've walked away and didn't hear because it's so loud in there.
See you later, Grey One.
Racist.
Okay.
Have you added that to our quests, or is it on there already?
It's already on there. Yeah. Where are you heading now?
To squeeze into a table with our wines.
So, you settle down next to some unruly, a robed fellow that's sort of keeping himself to himself, and a couple of what look like officers of the law, same as Wade. Some city guards. Meanwhile, at the Breakfast Club.
I think you just cut out for a second there.
Oh, sorry.
Who did I sit next to?
A couple of city guards and a robed, sort of intelligent-looking fellow.
Oh.
Okay. Meanwhile, at the Breakfast Club, so Gigantor is the first to arrive.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's familiar sights at the Breakfast Club. It's quite a big establishment, so it's not very rammed, although it's quite busy. There's a few adventuring lots sat at various tables. There's a table of dwarves, and closest to you, what looked like a adventuring party sat against the far corner with an elf, a human, and wearing armor, and a halfling in a hood, and the barkeep, whose name I haven't forgotten. It is Aduin, the elf, is there behind the bar again.
Okay. Adrian, when's the next session downstairs?
The pits are always open, should you wish to risk your life. It's not really a spectator's sport. We don't know what goes on there. We just let adventuring parties that wish to pay the price venture down into the pits.
Is
Give me
anyone
10 gold pieces to descend.
10 gold pieces? Okay. Is anyone in the bar here just been down?
No one's quite plucked up the courage yet. As I told you last time, we closed as a mark of respect, as the last party that went down didn't return.
I'm sure you see that a lot, don't you?
It depends how foolhardy they are. The levels closest to the surface have their dangers, but the deeper you go, the worse it gets.
And what's the main prize, if you don't mind me asking?
No one's ever been to the bottom. Who knows what kind of treasures await down there? It's an ancient city, you see, Bellinor. Before humans arrived in Nuada, gnomes built this fabulous city, layer upon layer, deep into the ground, but some catastrophe befell them and it was abandoned, plagued with monsters. Azeron was built centuries later on the ruins of Bellinor.
Ooh. I think I'm gonna have to gather my party and have a little look-see down there.
Well, good luck if you so choose it. It's a dangerous place.
Have you got any tips for the newbies?
Well, there's a as you descend down the lift, once the winch is finished and you've reached the first level, if you go directly south, there's a curious dwarven fellow, Yonderlin, his name. He set up a kind of shop. Deals in magical items. Lots of parties find magical swords, weapons, and potions, and all sorts down in that in those dungeons. And Yonderlin will buy and sell them for a price, of course. course.
Ooh, I look forward to meeting him.
Ah, well, you will meet him when you descend. A good fellow to know, especially if you descend deeper and plunder some riches.
And what kind of creatures are there down in the depths?
I've only been so deep. The first level is above the city of Bellinor. It's an old salt mine. When Azeron was just a fledgling city, it traded in salt. There was a deep salt mine spiraling under the city. But when the seams run dry, they repurposed it as an ossuary. So many of the city's dead are stored in this salt mine. But they also uncovered the entrance to Bellinor, and that's when things went awry for the salt miners come gravediggers. Abandoned now, and it's said that spirits haunt the place.
What was this great disaster that befell this city?
Nobody's quite sure, but it was about the same time when the elven race suffered its great downfall and split into the 3 races of elves we have today. It's when the Cassians fled underground.
I might know someone who knows a little bit about this. Okay, thank you very much, barkeep.
Will you be wanting a drink?
Yeah, why not? Something to take the edge off.
Mead, an ale, a wine.
Yeah, mead and ale mixed together and keg.
With some
Mead
black
and
currant syrup.
I call
ale mixed together.
I call it the mail.
A gallon of ale I can do you for 2 silver pieces.
Yeah, that sounds
A
good.
mead, a glass of mead for 2 silver pieces. I'll let
Perfect.
you mix them together, as I wouldn't sully my reputation by serving that. No offense.
I call it a jitchy bee. Here you go, 4 silver pieces.
Thank you kindly. At this point, Kurak and Wade arrive.